this my mama nyina che mama kwa ba de ba Owia TV braso sansoma wodo ensaka ne fi ha de ba so mo say ya no pa no nsia Kaseɛ bo ensam ne do so na de obetina no pay na poso be ene say Ghana Mampany abedi echire Her Excellency Professor Jane Nana Opoku Agyemang ere atodwa se ebibre mu ha de titiro ene Ghana ha nipa dodo no omo ye nnwuma nkuma no omontae entremo emfiri yamanyemu
osofo he sikasem nsem so owura atofo se de atodwa se ebeka kakra bi no enya de ebetu fom agudie good ne ye de bo no saa ebekọ amanone
Professor Peter Kwete so eba economy ho nsem oyo panyina wo nyum de na afa wa bi wo mu ye pa wa bekasa ede afa inflation no asesei aba fom no eho
sa enso na inflation hu nsem ya sese de abetodwa se enam so amoman sikasem no eguso ejina brane
abai no so akasa kyeremu se inflation no aba fom no ampe dedi wotemamfo asetenemu
o Kennedy okumpreko Japan se wi aware eni ntwa odi ye MPP primaries no enyam no enema ne di ya na emmumu se de nipa bi ase di ne hwammo no
anapai ensebwe ni afoforo nkaye bi ni aboaboa no asoso de asoma yen a ye de besomo se Owia Kaseɛ bo anopade emopa fie na anapai waso yasena ye de Kaseɛ bo yi ebero bepamu ebema one mo enchemo anapai akenkanfo eyeme Ajua nyako abrono mamene
abusua pani ousu adiomi afi Kaseɛ no enchiremu yera wono ana yo main photo samfo ononyamfo Dr. Kiso Atoforsen na wode nse bi di atodwa se de ye nyina yenim ewo man Ghana mu ha no se eba ne se ye ni ankasa ye mfa ye nioma ne titiriwo egudi awodo a obo ade borebore de otonsuo no obo awia wode edua ye nsase mu awodo de ma ye ne mfa ni dwumadi a aya na no kwasem de ho akwatwe se ka ne baabu na ya na ye nya bie ne mfa nya hwe sanse ye ni hu nimde no yetu ne saa ne asesa na ye de ko amanone na akwase buroni akosanka mu na ode aye ne ma bebre na ode aba ebi ye koko ayo mo de be ko de akoye chocolate no ne ye ka ho eba godu a wo mo de bi ye nso no ade bi no mo ye ko mu ade ene watch a ye de bobo ensa nyina ene ne ye ka ho a na ene enam saya no so ama yera Kiso Atoforsen ebra na Gold Coast refinery facility ehun dwumadia na omo yose ne be ya won be pa huntuma na afi won mabọ modern no matintim fidi a afi de ye ne a yetu fom agudie na ye betimi adadan mu ne de ye niema bebre ewo memu na so aba mfaso ne nyina ye nya bi ato no ene wode tudwa wo kirem saka kuma bi oman no enche yetu fom agudie ye gold na enya de ebese sabo ne saa na ye de agu wiemhye mu e de akwasi buroni ekuromo no mum ono mum akoda da ni de aye bibi papa bi e de abre ye ne a ye be hyase na afi ya sanka mu ne asakra mu ye de aye bibi ewo ye main.
So activities of Gold Board actually began in May, and I think May, June, April, and so since then we've been working to buy ASM gold for the purposes of shipping, exporting them, and bringing the forest into our country. Gold Board, I'm sure you can all see the benefits of Ghana Gold Board. It is revolutionary and it is visionary. It has changed the landscape of the gold industry in our country. It is touted all over the world as a novelty. And today we are here to celebrate another milestone of the Ghana Gold Board. Clearly, this company, Ghana Gold Coast Refinery, has the ability to refine up to 2 tons of gold per day, per week. Gold Board has agreed to provide them 1 ton of gold per week for refinery. This will be scaled up to 2 tons per week in no time. Today, Gold Board has the capacity to buy 2.5.
Ononyamfo Dr. Kiso Atoforsen awayo main photo samfo enamu se ochensemu ede akyereye no. Yako Vice President Professor Jane Nana Opoku Agyemang yako na kache na dwumadie bi ye 2026 African Prosperity Dialogue
akoso ewo enkran pompone mantam ne mo na dwumade na se na Ghana ba panya wodi kan enso akokasa ewo hon someone wo kanyina ene se enwuma kuma ene afi adantamo oba Ghana hatitiriwu a asa dodo na enfo mo ho enhye akwanya no a eye African Continental Free Trade Area edi aba no a obi wo Ghana ha wotumi ton ne niam ewo ebibrem asase tameyi babia wose Ghana ha de uhwem oham obu pebe yesa aduonu pe 20% ena chese nyuma enkuma ne adantamo no omutumi didwa edicha eye ebibrem ha nyina edi ehyianto ofasa akwanya so edi hye wo nyina enkran sa wo yedwumakuo bi na wo man yimu a esro se akwanya no African Continental Free Trade Area edi ato wo no wo so be fa so free say sa trade area esopa enipa be yesa 1.3 billion ena omo mu a wo so du dwa komu a ebabua amonya mfaso ebabua manwuma apagya na afeso aboa amamabu no enso anya adwuma aye ewo ye man yimu. Vice President Professor Jane Nana Opoku Ajamai.
The free trade area stands out as a historic opportunity. It is the world's largest free trade area by number of participating countries, representing a market of 1.3 billion people. Within this market, SMEs are central. Africa's SMEs are often cited as generating over 80% of employment and a significant share of GDP. In Ghana, our SMEs continue to demonstrate resilience, competitiveness, even under challenging conditions. Equally notable is the role of people. Women make up nearly half of Africa's workforce and are a major force in enterprise, especially in micro and small businesses. Our youth account for more than 60%.
Dia kutiri ye pa ewo nyuma nkuma ne adantamo entem eno nti wo hye maso kutupa ahye won kran so mo so nyiri wo ho na wo fa wo ho ewramo ebe. Vice President Professor Jane Nana Opoku Ajamai.
Awuzia yenwura mu na yentroso mfa emmamo ye fra bibi inflation na ni nyina na se kire ne tintin ni nti awane se me maame a wutie mie ukodwa so asade enema ebo esitie sede obotom esitie na udidi dwa ewo dwaman so no sa pepepe na eche na efiri bra aban yi ba ye no wonom befa edifiri wo hane yichemu no aduonu enan ena wonom abomodena ede aba famo a ene me no kasa yi enhwemu aba beto dwa echiremu a na se ate aba ohanye chemu no miensa echiripo enwotwe ewo opepo bosome no mu fishampi mienu ne aduonu ensia no mu ena eba ebeginaye na obu chiremu a ebretintin kakra ne die we ene die edi mu akotene pa ebo moden ama eniema akonkan yi pa ye no aboa ama ene ni amoman ni sikasam no ene niema ekoyi a ukwadwama so a ente se sabe kane na niema ehuri udi sapo nje ne ofinsuo mu na wasi asase pese so no niema ekoyi pa wo mo de to nsanie ni na chese wo mububunu na uchiremu a sade medical aka no we atoa so bese makoma dumiensa abre bia no ete ekofomo wo mo se wo consumer price index na inflation no bronya bosomi no finchampi mienu ene aduonu enum mu na ejama ma wo hanye chemu no enum achipo enan saa enso na wo ba ehwi ema ekodu ahanu aduosia mienu achipo miensa eno no ewo obepo bosomi no na finchampi mienu ene aduonu ensia no mu na yese enyini ekọ nanim echan de na ewo obepo bosomi no mu finchampi mienu ene aduonu no mu a na ejina ahanu aduonu mienu achipo ensia no eso ewo ho na wonum wie na omote ba fam ena wo mo berihwe eniema yedidi djuma ewo memu sade no nso esi ekoye na wo ba wo mo kirema na sade eniema bo eso esi ate na eniema ekofom no ehia pa enu nti wo mo ekogina baabia enye enuane a yedi edeko ani yeyem no wo mo kirema na aba begina so na ate abegina hani nchemu no miensa achipo bese enkono ewo no ma abra na nka na egina hani nchemu no enum achipo enwotwe ewo hono enu achi no wonom eba babegina eniema wodro a wo mu kiremu a ewo mu sedi enuane bo na nka eso esi etie no eno no anko anim bebredie wane ni chemu no ohun achipo bese enan ena eba begina ye wo wɔn keka ya de ba besi nie yenie ene ma wodo a ye de eye ye ho ene se de nema no asi akɔfɔm ama ɔman sikasam no ati agyina brane na enkyerɛkyerɛmu ne nkuntabudie no sei ena wo mu buye ekyiremu ekokosiye.
In January 2026, Ghana's year-on-year inflation rate was 3.8%. In January 2026, Ghana's year-on-year inflation rate was 3.8%. Year-on-year inflation compares prices today with prices in the same month a year earlier. In plain terms, it tells us how much more or less expensive goods and services are now compared to January last year. The inflation rate of 3.8% therefore means that, on average, prices increased by 3.8% between January 2025 and January 2026. This 3.8% represents a 1.6 percentage point reduction from the 5.4% recorded in December 2025 and represents the 13th consecutive decline in inflation. It is also the lowest inflation rate since the CPI rebasing.
No nkuntabudie ena motese empanyimfo ede ho pomasibre wo mode agu fom ede amaye no
na inflation wo nsam a mebra akire mo akire wo asese die aba fom a ne mpre edumiensa eso enie no ena opanyire bia wo no eba economy ho nsam a wabeni ye pa wo de professor Peter Kwete ono so ya bopini no abisa ne se prof we akoba ne say wo man ye mosa na akoba ne say no enema mo to say eba bo adwadifo eba bebo wo mo akra ne ma na so mo ade ne ma ekwo amanhodo so professor ne yakasa akire mu sunsanso a sa inflation yi ewo yeman so
for businesses it helps in planning. I must say that some rate of inflation is good because when there is inflation, businesses are able to produce more, there is profitability. So some level of inflation is with some high rate of inflation is acceptable. But it's when it's stable. What it matters is for inflation to be stable, and that enables businesses to plan. Otherwise, it's quite difficult. You produce, sell, and you want to restock, and it becomes a problem. So this is quite good for businesses as well in terms of planning purposes.
Yes, to the Professor Peter Kwete or inflation no kwasoro de enye na emom se begina fa kono eno ya na ehia anase ebekọ fo se ko ba ne se ya boa ema nnwuma no omutumi aye omo hihye yeye o de niam ekọ adwama so wonim se me de ko ese na me de kwaje o de ba so wonim se na me de beje onim se de oman ye economy ne ho nsem esitie ekoba se boa ema sikanso eba oman ye
NPP oso kokroko amanyo koko sinanim de wo kokromoti e wa abatom koto aba ekoyi onintiri ba ko a obekura frank ade amom fi champion mienu ne aduonu enwotwe ekowi atie no kwasem de sede na Ghana fo binom enimu se ebia anya hwe no aba no kra nka enkukuru na antentam a enkaka ne de okompre ko Japan obetimi abomoden na wa pushi aba no de akode English broni cancer run off no mu nanso ekowi atie no na Dr. Alhaji Mahamud Bawumia atamopanyini de na hwefoma ama na chia wonkom ama enya asem ketwa kra na kedede okompre ko Japan ne nsentro fa bonkomo na okiremu a se obi hunu na bia ye na adwene se bia ntwa wadie na wonya ho ani nyichemu no be se aduonum yensa pe no na Andrew Fisher pimiene ene aduonum yensa de na wonya aye na eno na ama bia odi yawa wase mum yense se nipa ne se eye nokra ya atro ena nipa ni twa wase yawa wodi yawa abato mu de real ye no enya no na de yawa ba ewom sabra na wo mu kowura abato mu na wonim se anya hwe no wani nyichemu no aduonum a empanyimfo baanu no won ma che ede afa 50-50 na ekowi atie no ehwamodie abam na de ama na ye ne ya pa na sopo hini no ene se enipa bi ade ne hwammo papa nipa bi asina twetwe nipa bi egu nanim ase enipa bi de na bra ba to chaskere wato we conference aduosia ennan se MPP amanyuko no nya de obetena amasabi akusabia kudonto obi de nanim ayentoma agofin no wade adwetwetwi famwo dabi se de ebinom ka se an anhwa obeja amanyuko no akokontekre no wose eno nso atro nukura bia ne wewom wo gusu de na chita ade MPP amanyuko no wasom na emmumu no se de ahweyie ene wote won ma obehwe no yie pa.
I will not allow myself to be used by anybody again. And I need respect. This year I'll be 64 years. So I will not allow anybody to treat me like I'm trash. That one, I'm sorry. So let them do their own thing. Some are saying go independent. No, I'm not going to go independent. Because going into that contest, I knew and I said myself that it's 50-50. You can win, you can lose. So if you lose, why would you say that I'm going independent? No, I will not do that to my party. Just that I've learned some lessons that I'm sorry to tell you the truth. I don't trust anybody. You can be anybody. If my will, I don't want to do it. You can't convince me. With the experience I got from this election, no way. I would say politicians, because you can help somebody to get a position, and when he gets the position, he forgets how he started, and to protect his position, he goes against you, and that is what I learned from him. You see, some people say, oh, he's bitter. I'm not bitter. I have a lot of money to spend for myself. It's not every MP who didn't vote for me that I'm angry at. No. Everybody has a choice. But the very people who were my friends that I have helped to bring them to parliament, it's not a betrayal, but the bad things they said about me, that is where I have a problem. So who says I'm not bitter? I'm bitter. I'm bitter not because Vice President won. I'm bitter because the people that I have helped. If you are not going to vote for me, no problem. But the insults, I can't forgive them.
Japan no ene e wose sede wo si di yaw no e chese wo de betalivu e de aye nkwanye na wan hwyo na da wonumu ene e chekuni na wodi ya pa de friend sam manwoni die se humanwoni a obegina yie pa
yanto akase obone so ai na yanko osofo be de chiro hwensa se ene obade achede awode ache ye man yi wonuko yanso na ye bole bamboy eno ahye bejani ode honorable Yusuf Sulemana ono so abekasa e de afa inflation no a se sei asan abafom no eho bio o chese ampa enu na di adanse se aban ne hyehyɛ pa wode gu akwambo no ye adwuma na ye nim se dom kuma na anasa dom kuma ne aba bekase ade inflation ne kofom so ordinary Ghanaians ye Ghana fo ayefo trotro na ndede wo ya brabom ono aboso so mo hu wo mo boa omo kwa taxi stations ahodo elko trotro stations ahodo elko ba bi eto aduane wo ye man mo ko ma hu se ampa inflation no aba from no edi adanse e wotemamfo asetinam honorable Yusuf Sulemana
has dropped to 3.8%, and you have our colleagues on the other side who will not tell the truth. Now, if I say that it is reflecting in the pockets of Ghanaians, others will look at me and say that, oh, he's from the other side, he's defending his party's position or his government's position. The best would be for you to go to the market. The best would be for you to go to the lorry stations. The best would be for you to go to the filling stations. And then you will ask yourself whether or not the inflation that we have experienced this time is reflecting in the lives of Ghanaians. We are all aware that before the NDC took over, a bag of rice, depending on the size of it, let's say the 25 kilogram, if it is basmati or whatever, it was ranging around 700 Ghana cedi. Today, go and find out whether it's 700 Ghana cedis. Okay? It is only when we do this, and the media can help us. It's only when we do this that we'll be able to tell whether or not the inflation is reflected in the pockets of Ghanaians. But you can't interview us and we say that inflation has dropped to 3.8%. Then you go to them.
You see, Suleiman, I want to know boy, Emma She Bejani. Now, we yeah, and I was so me from home, Emma She Bejani, Nana Asafo, a J. Honorable. And so one away. Now, fresh, you know, I must say, our from now, when you have brought a whole bomb movie, this second, and I'm 7 million. As I say, our from Adaromo, Cobus Adamo, Emma, you move. And Mamma, Juma, had I just have an idea who will come on your subject. Honorable City, a china won't cry a quiet to talk. Honorable, we know I am trained. Quiet to talk or top 5 city, a china terrace will be upon Temu, and a diama walk, quiet to war day, a damn war day. It is a school fees to cry about time a chamber war. And a day more Mutuana was so busa a yard of Cassia and say inflation no ama from one. Yet to pardon mushroom or musono or Munkono Sagan of one cassa say a dime boar, quiet to top war, and a affair, and your name will be bought and also at say honorable Nana Asafo AJ.
There are records on paper. You've done that so well. I won't be even surprised that the inflation will go to 7. I wouldn't be surprised that the inflation will go to 7. They've been so good, they've been so tactical with everything on paper. CD is depreciating on paper, inflation is going down on paper, everything, interest rate on paper. But the reality on the ground is not. It's not. Go to the market.
Eni ayeti ye honorable Nana Jays Asafo one on a bosome from home Emra She Bejani and Wakano. Inflation dey o se aban ye o paper so na wo Ghana for asetem pa dey abebusa dam wo no ko bisa kokwa ya totombo enu na be me na dey adan se inflation no paper so enadi e wo ya setem
na no bibisa se wo se o mo twa kokko ne se dem
amba o ase yapanda
abuja yentra kase no so na yemfa emamo oriada so no pe na so for wo hwe yesen ko bede hu nsem so yono nyamfo Joseph Bukari nikpe na sese nchinwa so ba ko e do man Ghana mu eye ekwan a aban pese wo de mra e ko man Ghana mra che bedwefie e wo ho podada se wo mbeje atumo na afi won masasa Kotoka International Airport you say jina bia no won be sanidi edi on pese omede to so ene Accra International Airport se de eni enim dada no yedi ka de achemu e de achemu se wiase ko kase etoso mienu e wo eboboso me ne de edi ka wa afi apema hankron e de asa enkono abra jamman ye won mo kan di 4 out of illa ebufu ye na osore ye said the Polish e ye Poland ye obaso no de tia wo mu ni nyina ne botai ni nyina ne se eko a edi kan ye wiase ko kase no wo mu ewie na ofisa ne nsase bi ene ade akwa akodimu enu nti na wo se wo de wo hye etu hye Polish fo so ena okwaje na ade enam so ama English ena fe France man no etu ekose wo so ye ntokwa chenchenche pa na sabre no na English se wo ba aye kotoka wiem se gina bia ya eho ena na asafo wo mo ede wo mo awiem sen eba ebegina ne ade a ekokese ne ekọ awieye ena wo mo dane wiem sen yi a wo mo ede ema wiem sen gina bia yi ede ma oman Ghana satemu osagefo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah wona no ho afi apem ankron aduonum ensia no emu ho edi a wo mo de to so ye Accra International Airport na eneyie no se wo refo court me kire anim ho no na ewo kotoka wiem sen gina bia ho na eho ena abeto dwa se kotoka yie wonum kun no ede ne etoye wonu so ni nipa ba kwa wodi tintimai pa ema wonum tu Kwame Nkrumah aban etuguye enti ebinum free se obi a wotu aban aguo no ase wo man no de ye de ne din ede to bia ye ho ne fa edi wura wo man no mu eno nti yensesa no na ne ebinum nsema wo moka ne se eyamanwosem pa ena ndi se amanyuko peso ye na so for hwe ya sen ko bedie ensem so Joseph Bukari nikpe ede atodwa se wei enyamanyosem edindada no ena ompese wo mo de eba.
Now the situation is such that we are not doing this with any political thinking. We are doing this to come from a very neutral point of view that Accra is our capital city. It is not anybody's name. If we want to name other monuments or any other national facilities to people, this is the time that we are looking at restructuring them. For the fact that we had a name and it was changed to honor somebody in his role in the 1966 coup, we feel that history is not what the Ghanaian will want to hear. The fact that it had an original name, and that name was when the first president gave that name to the airport, we should do that, and Kwame Nkrumah himself in his grave will remember, even if the spirit is anywhere and it is coming home, it will get to his original Accra International Airport, no any other name.
Ojafo wei eye ononyamfo hreya sen kobedie ho ensam so ononyamfo Joseph Bukari Nikpe wono ena yete ne nka no ewe yenyina so na yemfa na ase emfa ma yaboafo mekire emopafie die me se no se wo de mo ena edi djuma ewo fie se wo no adie anase wo ton na enye emopafie ena wokọ na wakope emu papa de amesrew sa hwe ne mayie na se ne nso efa emaye ewo hono esanse wono mo no de odi beye bia se anwamo se ye jollof rice e de na apese odi ye amutuo be de jollof no kra na ya na ekumie no na ni nyina achi no wono esa de jambi soya bean oil e de aba we no efini kekawa bia animu a wo ma ye ne kama pa ye wo yomi tomato paste na wo de tomato paste no now the yes jambi soya bean oil no e de eka ho na de aye stew na de mo ne de agum ana wa ye na mo ne stew a me ka won nan wo bere are wo techere ma e wo ho enya abotre na ayeyi 111 na ne hwane de ye just wudi house emo na wudi ne sa e wo ho no mafie mu ene uko provision stores awodo supermarket ye ene ade ade nyina bi wo ho mo amoye choba no mo amono anuane to hotel restaurant ene ade nyina no ye besre mo se ene mapa ena wo pena ade aye aduane papa ede ama customers no modi no mate atenka papa de a eye mo pafie ena wo de wani ebechire mu adum oyi oba ye ben oyepa FM sanso ena patase ye ne Achemfo hotel so edi hwe animu ewo ho no Pass and Gardens so wo ba ho no ma junction ho no ma wonsa ebekan fryen ewo 0244 615117 na eni kasubum yenyina so na yemfa anopa no nsia kase de fa owia kasamfoni so no yemfansi akenkanfo amote yenken eyemme abusua pani osu adumi mene
Ajwa nyako
yemfa na sen bi mfama wo semfo yera asante yebo a bona osaka se mu ede emaye kuku a akosua somua wono eye producers a wono eboa ye Dominic ye ema ye de ebaye wodo wani echiremu ewo MC ha director ya no boss lady no wono eka ho Simon sa enso na papa ni na afi na yawo ene ye PK wo mu nyina eka ho na anopei ye de ebremu yesoso na yakonemum no emaremfi se omayini yaw eribuache eba no abetena se na afi wode anopade no ayehye so edi amamu